Now, Avid ISIS can harness the superior performance of GB Labs Space. We can combine GB Labs bin sharing profile with Avid's ISIS project management for fast, efficient, and effective Avid workflows. First thing we want to do is set up a workspace on Avid's ISIS. For this demo, we will call this workspace Projects. Editors can still connect as the same user if needed. In the Avid ISIS Management Console, from the home screen, select Workspaces. Type in the name Projects and the size you want to make the workspace, then select Apply. Your project's workspace will appear in the main window. Let's go back to the home screen and select Users. We will create a new user named GB Labs. Make sure the Workspace Access window shows the project's workspace. Select the workspace, click on Read Write, then click Apply. You should then see the user GB Labs show up in the main window. Let's close the Avid ISIS Management Console. Next, we open the Avid ISIS Client Manager and select to connect to a system. Enter in the new user GB Labs we created and password, and then select Connect to the ISIS system. You will see the system Avid ISIS show up in the project's workspace. Select this option and click on the Mount Workspace icon. Then click on the Retrieve Details icon. You will see that the workspace in this example has been assigned to drive letter Z. To verify that, click on the computer icon on your Windows desktop. You will see under Network Locations, drive letter Z mounted to the project's workspace. Close this window and the Avid ISIS Client Manager window. We're going to now create a workspace on the GB Labs space system. The login username is admin, the password is space. Once logged in, we want to click on the Workspace tab. This will provide us a list of all the workspaces in the system. Let's select Create New Workspace to create a new workspace. For this example, we want to give it a workspace name, and we're going to call it Media Space. We're going to select Choose a Folder. We're going to select Space to create that folder in. Let's give it a name. We'll call it Media. Then select the Media folder and then hit Select. Now we need to enable the protocol for this workspace. We're going to use the SMB protocol for the Avid bin sharing. So let's turn it on, click on the cogwheel, and then we're going to select Avid ISIS Media Store for Windows. Select that, close this, and then hit OK. And you'll see we don't have any users assigned to this particular workspace yet. We're going to do that next. So what we want to do is save the workspace and go create the users. Each Avid editor maps to an Avid workspace as a unique user. For this example, we're going to create two users, Avid 1 and Avid 2. To do this, we're going to click the Workspaces tab again and then select Manage Users. Once the Workspace user window opens, we can click on the little icon with the plus sign in it. That'll open a window for us to create a new user. For this example, we'll call this user Avid 1. We'll give it a password of Avid 1. Then we'll confirm the password. Once that's done, we can click on OK. Let's repeat those steps to create a second user. This one we'll call Avid 2, and its password will be Avid 2. Once we confirm the password, click again on OK, and now you'll see both users in the list. We can go back and click on Workspaces to get back to our workspaces, and then we can open up the media space we created and then click on Edit Workspace. We'll scroll down and you can see by the users, no users have been selected. We can click on the cogwheel and now we can select those two users we just created. Let's make sure they're both read-write in the SMB options and no access for AFP and HTTP. Select OK. Once that's complete, now we can save the workspace with our users. Next, what we want to do is mount this workspace using SMB. If you click the little green dash next to the SMB option, you'll get the mount options for this particular workspace. Let's highlight the string we need for Windows, hit Control-C to save it, close the window, and then we'll go into Windows and import that string to mount the workspace. Once back in Windows, double-click on the My Computer icon. That'll show you the drives in the system. Click on Map Network Drives, and then Control-V to paste in the string. Also click on Connect using different credentials, then click Finish. Now we will put in the username and password that we created earlier. In this example, it's Avid1, and password is Avid1. Click OK, and it'll ask you to enter in the username and password again, then click OK. Now you can see that our workspace has been mounted to our Windows system. If you look under Network Locations, you can see both the projects and MediaSpace workspaces have been mounted. Let's close our windows and get ready to launch Media Composer. Now let's double-click on the Media Composer icon on the Windows desktop. Once Media Composer opens, you will see the Select Project window. Here we want to create a path to the new project's workspace we created. To do so, click on the icon to the right of where it says Folder. Now, let's navigate to where the new folder location is. In the window, search for the project's workspace that we created, then select OK. You can now see that the folder has changed to Drive Z. Let's click on New Project. Let's give our project a name and select OK. Notice the green padlock on the bin showing open access to the project via the Avid ISIS system. Let's go to the Tools menu and select Console. We need to turn on all drives by typing all drives in the console. Once you hit Return, the line All drives will be viewed as media drives will appear in the console. Let's create and edit. Right-click in the bin window and select Import. Select the file to import and make sure you set the video drive to the workspace media space that we created on the GB Lab Space System. Then click on Open. Once the file imports, we can drag it into the viewer window and hit play to show you that it's playing fine off of the media space created on the GB Lab system. You can also drop it down into the sequence to see that it's playing fine from there as well. Let's go over to another system and log in our second Avid user. Looking at the Windows desktop of the second Avid workstation, we want to launch the ISIS Client Manager so we can then mount the project's workspace. Click on the Connect to ISIS System icon. Enter in the username and password for the Avid ISIS client. You will see the system Avid ISIS show up in the project's workspace. Select this option and click on the Mount Workspace icon. Then click on the Retrieve Details icon. You will see that the workspace in this example has been assigned to drive letter Z. To verify that, click on the computer icon on your Windows desktop. You will see under Network Locations, drive letter Z mounted to the project's workspace. Let's close this out and launch our browser. We need to go into the user interface for the space system to obtain the mounting information for the MediaSpace workspace. Enter in the IP address of the space system to log into the user interface. Enter in the username and password and click on Submit. Once inside the interface, click on the Workspace tab to list all the workspaces. Next, what we want to do is mount this workspace using SMB. If you click the little green dash next to the SMB option, you'll get the mount options for this particular workspace. Let's highlight the string we need for Windows, hit Control-C to save it, close the window, and then we'll go into Windows and import that string to mount the workspace. Click on Map Network Drive. Paste in the string that we just copied. Make sure you select Connect using different credentials, then click Finish. Enter the username Avid2 we created earlier and the password. You will now see in the Workspace Media space you just mounted the media files from the Avid1 user by clicking on the Avid Media Files folder. Let's close down all these windows and launch Media Composer. Once Media Composer opens, you see the project we created earlier on the Avid1 workstation. Click on the folder icon to see that Drive Z is the project's workspace we created on the Avid ISIS. Let's select this project and open it. Avid Media Composer will show other projects in bold as they are open on other Avid workstations. Now we need to make sure we have the All Drives option set in the console. Click on the Tools menu option and select Console. Once that opens, type in All Drives and hit Enter. You will see all drives will be viewed as media drives show up in the window. Let's close this and open up the project bin of the project we're working on. Notice the red padlock for the project bin. Since the project belongs to another Avid user, this bin has been locked for read-only. As you can see, once we open the project sequence, it is just as it was earlier and is playing just fine. If you do edit the locked bin, you can save it as new if required. Just select Save Bin and then select Save Bin As. Or to leave untouched, just click on Don't Save. You can create your own edits for this project as normal and share media. Right-click in the bin window and select New Bin. Once the new bin opens, you can see the green padlock on the bottom which indicates that this bin is now read-writable. Let's right-click in the bin window and select Import. We will import some files into the new bin. Let's select the Media Space workspace we created on the Space System. We can now drop that new media into the Viewer window and watch it play. You can manipulate the files in this bin for this project any way you see fit without harming any of the other bins that are currently locked by other users. You can do color corrections, edits, add more files to your bin, anything you need. As long as the padlock on the bottom is green, that grants you full read-write access to your bin. In summary, Avid ISIS will provide superior control of your projects. GB Lab Space will provide unrivaled network performance and support for your media files. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more informative videos from GB Labs.